how listen, I don't want to insult anybody, but simple people can easily be betrayed by the Roman Catholic Church, because the Roman Catholic Church, as Tom says, professes Jesus Christ, but the problem is the Jesus Christ the Roman Catholic Church professes is not the Jesus Christ you can find in the Bible. The problem is when Roman Catholicism in this world is being conceived, is being seen, as being consummated as Christianity, many people will, in disgust, turn from Christianity. And I speak of experience because I was one of those. I didn't want to have to do anything with Christianity when I knew that that God that the Roman Catholic Church represents is the God of the Bible. I said, no, I don't want to have anything to do with that. I will completely become a-religious, agnostic, or atheist, as you want to call it. But still in my gut there always was something saying, no, Jörg, that's not it, that's not it. I was too lazy to look it up. Like most simple people are too lazy to look it up. The world, and especially the Roman Catholic Church through all her agents, provides so many distractions. Going to sports events, watching movies, watching porn on the internet. I'm sorry to say, yeah, I did that earlier. I have no problem with that. I was just, a simple, sinful man like everybody of you before I came to Jesus Christ and He saved me from all that stuff. I did that, like many other people did too. I played poker, I smoked cigarettes, I drank alcohol, all that stuff. You name it, I did it.
We're all sinners, Jörg. We're all
Yeah,
sinners.
and the point is, I did a lot of that because I rebelled. All that is a rebellion against my Heavenly Father, whom I didn't know. And why didn't I know Him? Because He didn't reveal Himself to me at that time of my life, and all I saw of Him here in this world was the Roman Catholic Church, and I didn't want to have anything to do with it. So I rebelled against that. And I bet there are many people watching this video who feel the same thing, or felt the same thing throughout their life, or in part of their life. But then miraculously, and that's the only miracle ever happened to me, I was saved by God. I was brought into the truth. The Father drew me to the Son, and the Son is the only way, the truth, and the life. He is the truth, and I studied the truth. Because of a little switch like that happened with a quote-unquote friend of mine in this world, all of a sudden I became interested in, why is the world lying to me? And I've searched these lies out, and of course it led me all into dead-end streets where you didn't go any further. You look into this, and you look into Freemasonry, and it stops there. You look into the Council on Foreign Relations, it stops there. You look into the Bilderbergers, it stops there. You look into the Jews, it stops there. All dead-end streets didn't lead me to the truth. And what led me to the truth was Bill Cooper. That radio host from the 80s who had a show that is with the same abbreviation as my ministry, Hour of the Truth, HOTT. He called this Hour of the Time. And he did on shortwave radio, daily, I think, even broadcasts all over the world. And he did a whole mystery Bible series and all that stuff. And I listened to many, many things of that. And I read his book, Behold the Pale Horse, and I was looking into so many things, but nothing really made sense. Until one evening I heard Bill Cooper say, listen, do you want to know why your government does the things they do? You have to understand that every man of power in every government of this world has a religious agenda that he follows. Now you, Bill said, you don't have to be religious. No way. But if you do not understand the religion of your leaders, you'll never understand what they do, why they do it, how they do it, and when they do it. And I said, there you got a point. I'm in no way religious. I'm not into. I know there is some quote-unquote higher power, but every Freemason says that, right? I wasn't a Freemason, but I didn't know God at that time. But that made me look into that point. And all of a sudden I understood that the overwhelming religion of politicians in this world was Roman Catholicism, because they were handled by Roman Catholic hierarchy people, bishops, archbishops, cardinals, and of course, what I later found out, the Jesuits. So then I had to find out, if all these people follow the Roman Catholic Church, where does that come from? And I found the wonderful book, The Two Babylons by Alexander Hislop. I didn't read it in English, I read it in German. That was the very first of those were the very first German readings I ever did on my YouTube channel, 2016 or something. It's some years ago now. Anyway, even without reading that book at that time, I did my studies and I understood that all world religions come together from one, they spring off one root. And that root is Babylon. But in the whole world, there was only one book that explained where Babylon came from. And now it got me. Now I came to the Bible. And now I understood that what is written in the Bible is not what the Roman Catholic Church teaches. They are quite opposite. As Tom said, you have Christianity and you have anti-Christianity. And from that moment on, my studies really started. And God opened my eyes more and more and more with every minute that I studied that. And I studied the Bible, I studied history, true history, until I met Tom someday and I found out about futurism and all that stuff. And today I am here and I know that God is true and that Jesus Christ is true and that this whole world is nothing but a lie, and it wants to take me away from my Father in heaven. It wants to destroy the personal relationship that I have with Jesus Christ, because that saves me. Because I know that Jesus Christ died for me on the cross, was 3 days in the grave, then the Father rose him up. Yeah, he didn't rise, he was risen by the Father, and he ascended into heaven and sits now to the right hand of God, means that he is given all authority and power of God in heaven and on earth when he comes back, when the Father made his enemies his footstool. And I'm looking forward to that moment when he comes back. And I can tell you that is true Christianity, and everything else is wrong Christianity. And the Roman Catholic Church teaches a completely different Jesus Christ. They teach a completely different God, but on the outside, for the simple man who doesn't care, it is Christianity, and that's the big problem.